You're now listening to It's Easy Breezy. I'm your host, Danny, and today we have a special guest joining us here to talk about the release of her brand new album, Electric, Daena.
Yes, yes, it was released yesterday. I'm so excited.
And so, Electric is a 6 song EP that you created, correct?
It is, yeah, 6 tracks. It has two of the singles that I have released over the past few months, and four new ones.
And so, how did you come up with the title Electric for the EP?
Yeah, so the title, we wrote the title track, Electric. And after we wrote that, it just felt like it embodied everything that I wanted to say, and I decided to go with that as the title. Because electricity to me is it's passion, and that is at the heart of all the songs on the EP, whether it's joy or heartbreak or pain. I think it's filled with emotion, and that's what electric means to me.
So, what were your beginning thoughts when you were creating the EP Electric?
So about a year and a half ago, I approached my producer, Griggs. We actually went to college together, and we had maybe written one time, but I approached him and I said, I want you to produce my EP. And from that point on, he basically became my constant collaborator. And so we started writing with the fact that I wanted to do a pop project in mind. So we definitely had, more of a direction to go towards. But I mean, at the same time, at one point we had a whole group of songs that we thought was going to make the EP, and then we kept writing. And I was like, oh no, these are the songs that are going to be on the EP. So I think for me, I basically never stopped writing, but we definitely had that goal in mind when we started working together. I play a little bit of guitar and piano and a bunch of other random instruments. But this was really my first time working with like a producer for a whole body of work. So it kind of varied. I mean, I love to just go back to basics and like grab a guitar and like write the song fully on there. But then for other songs like Close Isn't Enough, which is a single, Griggs came to me with that track already fully done. Muted the vocal, which was a different song, and we wrote a new song over it. So it definitely varied, but I love top lining. I love writing to the track. So that's something I hope I can do even more in the future.
Could you tell me a little bit about the song Gonna Catch Up?
Yeah, Gonna Catch Up. This is actually a really fun one and unique one. I've never written this way. So actually that started as my grandma on my dad's side, Barbara, she was a recording artist. And we sample one of her tracks from the 80s, and it was an original track. And I got the literal cassette tape from my dad, and we were so excited because we turned it over and we realized there was an instrumental version on the other side of the song. And we were like, oh, we can sample this and like write a new song to it. So it really was so fun. I wrote it with Griggs and another songwriter, Molly Bauer, and we just had so much fun with it. And it's so cool that I kind of got to, collaborate with my grandma in that way.
And so, you actually come from a musical background.
Yeah, definitely. On my dad's side, there's a lot of musicians on that side of the family. And then just growing up, my parents would play music all the time in the house. There was always music happening. It was usually Bruce Springsteen, but it was sometimes other things. So yeah, I definitely have been connected to music.
Now, what was the message that you wanted to stand out when creating the EP Electric?
Yeah, with Electric, I want to make people feel things. I think that's so important. And I think a message that goes throughout the whole record is to be open and vulnerable, especially with Show Your Bones. That one we really focused in on vulnerability and being honest with yourself. But throughout the whole record, I think it's leaning into whatever emotion you're feeling, whether that be, you're in love and you're happy, or you're in pain, or you're heartbroken. I want people to be able to lean into their emotions because I do that as a person. I'm very emotional. I feel things super strongly. And I think it's so important too because I think that helps you connect with other people too.
How did you come about the artwork for the EP Electric?
Yeah, so actually it's so funny. Before we had that photo shoot, I had like a whole completely different like album art idea we're going to go to like the Adventure Science Center and shoot with like the stars and the planets. And then one of my good friends from Jersey actually flew down Rose, and they suggested, like, we were in a vintage store looking for outfits, and we saw this TV, and we were like, what if we like had a TV? Because I thought it would be so funny to have this analog TV for the electric EP. And then I teamed up with one of my favorite photographers in town, Acacia Evans, and we went out to this beautiful studio and took these photos. And then my dad, who's a graphic designer, worked his magic, and yeah, the album art was born.
And have you been able to play any songs off the EP?
Yes. So actually last night I got to play at the Breaking Sound Showcase series, and it was at the Analog in Nashville. It was so great because I had all this energy around the release, and I got to play the songs live on its release day, which was amazing. And so many friends came out to support me. My parents flew down to Nashville from New Jersey to come see the show. It was so great. But yeah, that's one of my goals for, the next year, to start playing more live. I've kind of been holed up, like focused on writing and recording the past year and a half, and I want to, I think the important thing is to connect the songs with people. Like, that's the whole point. So yeah, one of my goals is to play more live and be able to do more shows.
Where's the album available for streaming?
Yeah, so the album's available to stream or download anywhere that you find music: Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon. Wherever you listen to music, you can find Electric.
And how can they find you on social media?
Yes, they can follow me at Daena Music. It's Daena Music on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. So yeah, go follow me, connect, and I love talking with people. So.
Well, thank you for joining me today, Daena. It's definitely been a pleasure. Everyone, go check out Daena's brand new EP, Electric.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. This is so fun to talk about.